Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Singularity Roleplay, where we are trying not to die, or in some people's cases, are trying to die to aliens in this game. Um, we're back for our next installment of Heart of Darkness, a cinematic for the Alien RPG. My words got scrambled there into some kind of salad. Um, but Before we kind of get into things and I let them introduce themselves, I just want to recap that safety is a big priority for us. So keep in mind that while you're watching the stream, you may encounter things like body horror, violence, death, um, body horror, psychological horror, and medical horror. So if keep that in mind while you're watching. If you need to step away during a scene, we definitely encourage you to do so. And hey, if you feel up to it, join us back here and see if these people, survive. But that's that. We're gonna start it off with overlay order, and that puts us at Janie.
Hi, I am Janie, and I play games.
What's your character's name, Janie?
SD. Says my character knows how to say her name, I swear.
Drabakowski.
Grabowski.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Sin, Synthetic 20 on all the social media that matters. And I am playing Dr. Hector Nelson, and maybe a cat.
All right, I am Shockpoint Farrier.
Nothing. Go.
I'm Shockpoint Farrier. I'm reprising my role as is it Sergeant Lieutenant? I keep on forgetting his exact rank.
I believe it was Sergeant.
Yes. Sergeant Sajad, the security specialist for this doomed endeavor, who will probably be playing that cat, given Sin's propensity to try and die.
And I'm Rise. You can find me. You can look at Rise, or you can look at Raven Black Photography. Those are all mine on various places around here. Tonight I am playing Dr. Lark, the ship's lovable synthetic counselor. And obviously the nicest person on the ship.
Clearly the nicest one.
Of course. Absolutely.
All right. And then, well, I didn't introduce myself. Hi, I'm Meg. I'm the game mother tonight. But we've gone into that. How about we visit back to where we left off on? We left off with Lark and Najiri in the room with the console, waiting to hear back from the others. Nelson, Sajad, and Hedenstrom went to go meet with Sykes, and then Drabikowski and Luger went to check on Mother and got her up and running. Kind of at a point where everybody's in motion. Who do we want to pick up and start with?
What is Dr. Ajiri doing?
Jiri is looking at the map and trying to access consoles, trying to figure out where to find some of the equipment that you guys need to repair the Katarina.
Would it be possible, or looking at this situation and what he's, preoccupied with and everything. Would it be possible for me to sneak out without him knowing?
Let's have a contest of rolls here to find out. Let's do a mobility roll for you. I do an observation for him to
That's
see
a
if he notices.
Big old zilch. Oh, God. Well, never mind. I wasn't doing anything.
Just kind of looks up at you as you start to make your way towards the exit. He's kind of raises an eyebrow and asks, "Where are you going, Doc?"
Oh, nowhere important. I merely decided to look around a little bit more in this area and make sure we didn't miss anything.
Find anything interesting yet?
Nothing in particular, other than this station seems woefully equipped to monitor their own population.
Yeah, it's not in the greatest state, is it?
Not. I have downloaded PDT data for everyone, so at the very least we can keep track of everyone that way and perhaps find where everybody seems to be gathering. But as far as any sort of audio or visual uh, observation capabilities, this station, particularly one given that they house so many convicts and prisoners here, seems highly inadequate and illogically so.
You have to think that maybe this place wasn't the most well funded. Considering most of the actual detaining crew is working Joes.
That's true. What about you? Have you found anything interesting? Have you found what we needed to get the ship back up and running?
I think I found a couple places we can look, at least. You can check out lower down in deck I, marked off for storage, and deck H is where all the where the plasma collectors are, the trawling arms. So if we're looking for batteries or a way to recharge ours, then that's probably where to go.
Yes, the trolling arms and everything. Yes, we definitely need to use those, I believe, too. I think those will be the easiest way to get the ship's batteries back up and running. Feel like that's probably I'm certainly no expert when it comes to these things, but that just seems like a simpler, more efficient way of doing things than trying to lug over new.
The medical wing and a hydroponics garden.
I will just check those out just to see if they're a complete disaster or if somehow they're unaffected. But I doubt they're unaffected.
So the first room along your route is the med lab, and well, it's empty. There's nobody there, but there is. It looks like a giant, like an empty vat or an empty tube that has what look like fireflies in it, and a sticker that's kind of been slammed against it has the Heselden lights written on it.
I'm just going to back away from that. Check the next area.
So, hydroponics is a really big room. It's like 12 meters high and has a massive view window. It's steamy from the heat in there, but from what you can see, rather than it being just lush kind of greenery, it's slimy, almost like a black ichor, covering everything and pulsing nodules.
Y'all might want to steer clear of hydroponics. I'll say that over the comms.
Did you find something there?
Some kind. The plants are slimy, which, if I'm understanding correctly, is not what they should be on this ship.
Don't know what sort of things they would be growing in hydroponics, but doesn't seem right.
We would They would be growing vegetables and maybe a plant experiment or two, not this.
Judging from your PDT data and overlaying it with the maps, it looks like you you should be near the medical wing as well. Perhaps it might be a decent idea to grab some medical supplies while you're here.
Yeah, I'll see if they have anything. And got Mother back up and running. I'm just going to see if they have anything, and I will. Where is everyone? So I can meet you all again.
Guess it would be too much to ask to get a sample.
I'll see if I have
Meh.
any sample was.
Okay.
So you're heading back to medical?
Reluctantly, yes.
Make me an observation. Well, not really. You don't need to roll observation for this. It's a medical wing and it's fairly well stocked. And so you can find that moving through it, there's a lot of what looks like research that wasn't completed. Things about the lights.
Can I grab?
Go for it.
I said, could I grab some of the paperwork for the research files or?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to grab that and hide it away, and I'll get some medical supplies. And I want to see if they have something that I could collect a sample of that ichor wood.
Yeah, there's plenty of like tubes and sample discs.
Okay, I'm going to get like 6 or 7 pairs of gloves and then some tubes. Just because I don't want that stuff touching me.
Oh, it's probably some algae. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't trust I don't trust regular algae, much less whatever this is.
This is something that Nelson has asked for, therefore it must be bad.
Yeah. And I don't trust Nelson, so.
Making enemies out here, man.
Well, every time Nelson seems to get people almost killed, so.
Almost. He hasn't gotten anyone killed yet.
So after collecting your gloves and tubes, you make your way back to hydroponics to collect the sample with Luker, and you have to actually go into hydroponics. Are you prepared for that?
No, but I have to.
All right. So you make your way inside, and like I said before, it is steamy hot in here. And the more you look around, the more not unsettled, but in the same vein. I can't think of the word right now. Maybe it'll come to me later, but the more we'll stick with unsettled for now. The more unsettled you feel.
Concerned?
Concerned is a good one. Because now you're noticing that there are larger pods, almost the size of, a lot of them being the size of a person. Especially if a person would, like, was kind of crouched over hugging themselves. And you can watch as you're taking the sample as something enters the room from a different side.
Mm-mm.
It's in stature and shape, it looks very similar to what you saw melted to the seat in the mother mainframe. Very distended humanoid.
Nelson, you should have got your own sample.
I'll
Doesn't
keep that
pay
in
notice
mind
to
for
you.
next time.
Okay, can I hurry up and get out of here? Since I got this sample for Nelson.
And take your leave,
Please.
yeah. I'm gonna give you a stress point for that, though.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really stressed right now. And I'm really verbally complaining about Nelson this entire time. And I accidentally left the comms on.
I'm just gonna go up to
Accidentally.
Nelson. What did you? Oh wait, no, never mind. I have an idea what you did.
I asked for a sample so we can understand what's going on here.
No, see,
I'm sure that you understand the need for reconnaissance.
I get that. What I'm commenting on is why Drevnakowski seems to, hate your very existence.
Can get in line as far as I'm concerned.
And there it is.
I love that this is a perfectly reasonable request for Nelson to make.
I graduated.
But it sounds unreasonable in the lens of Sin wants to die, so it must.
I graduated at the top of my class, and here I am getting slime for Nelson. It's probably going to kill me. I'm going to put on my gravestone. She got slime for Nelson. Don't know why we brought him along anyway.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to turn my comms on and we'll just reply. Drepakowski. All right. A couple of points. Number one, you know your comms were on the entire time, right?
You just hear swear. And they turn off. He turns them off.
Second, everyone on this entire team is the top of their class. Somebody has to do the shit work. Unfortunately, you drew the short straw today.
You can take your straw back. I'm done.
You want to take that up with corporate, not me.
Well, as soon as we go off to this ship, I'm calling them. Supposed to be retired. This is why you don't answer your phone.
Look, when Wayland Utani is giving you quite literally all the money, it's kind of hard to say no.
Okay, where am I meeting you all?
We're reporting back up top to Lark.
Of course you are. I'll be there.
Up to deck B we go.
Mm-hmm.
Cat follows you as far as he can before he hears something, and then hunter mode kicks in and he tears off after it.
Smart cat.
I'm
Wish I
still
could be
trying to
that
figure
cat.
out how you get rats on a space station at the edge of a black hole.
Bold of you to assume it's rats.
That is pretty bold, honestly.
All right, let me expand upon it. Any sort of pest or small animal that a cat would hunt.
Same way they crossed from one continent to the other, man. They're still away on ships.
So when I was in high school, we sent roaches into space to see if they would survive. And they did. So I'm pretty sure that there's several of them infesting spaceships right now.
Right. Fair.
In space, the roaches can hear you scream.
Just the
I'm
roaches.
100% sure
Just the roaches.
that was our
How they
class.
hunt.
God,
So yeah,
so
fun science.
you guys make your way back down the causeways and into the chute and head back up to deck B. Now everybody is together.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And
So-
is there anything I can do to identify the sample that Dravakowski got?
In this moment, the more you study it, the more you find that it seems like it's more like a resin, where it starts off really tacky and then it hardens. And you can gauge that just in the amount of time that when she's collected it, it was slime. And now it's as hard as a rock.
So Nelson is going to, because this relationship has turned into a antagonistic one. Nelson is going to turn to Dravakowski and say, "Are you telling me you can't tell the difference between slime and resin?"
Yeah, I am. You should go get another sample for yourself. Really want one.
Luger kind of speaks up in Drabakowski's behalf and says, when we collected it, it wasn't solid like that. So yes, it was very much a slime.
Right.
It's the
And
environmental change after bringing it out of hydroponics into a drier area.
Drier and cooler. Hydroponics is very warm, humid.
a fair assessment.
Additionally, there was a figure in there that resembled the burnt figure that I found at the mainframe, and there were human-sized pods.
Excuse.
Nelson, are you really saying that's an excuse after what we went through earlier?
No. I said excuse as in excuse me. What did you say?
Ah,
I spoke clearly and in the language that you speak.
oh,
Very well. It seems that there could be various possible hostile species on this space station.
Yes, so what kind of progress we have on preparing things so we can get out of here? Because I don't want to be around when whatever comes out of them.
we have already made contact with local elements. They have given us permission to take any materials we deem fit to repair our vessel, on the stipulation that we help them take care of a minor nuisance within the prison population.
Is it related to the pods?
I don't believe it's related to the pods.
I'm not sure if that's good
What
or
kind of nuisance?
Uh, gang elements have formed. Meg, remind me, what was the name of the individual?
Wicks.
Wits.
Like-
A gang has formed around a prisoner by the name of Wits, who have armed themselves with uh, tools and improvised weaponry, and have fortified themselves in some of the lower levels.
Wicks is in a candle wick.
Wick. Sorry.
So the supervisor of the station is asking you to put down a riot?
Not in as a few of words, but yes, they're asking us to either put down or diffuse the situation.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a riot. The person was not exceptionally good at their job. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, the inmates run the asylum.
He has a working. He has a staff of almost entirely working Joes. I'm rather surprised this place is standing in one piece before we arrived here, in all honesty.
what's the nature of the riots? What are they writing about?
I'm trying to remember what were they demanding.
They weren't. At least Stykes didn't give you anything to say that they weren't. Other than
Oh yeah, I do.
Wicks had it out for Stykes.
Yeah. From all I understood of the matter, sounds like a personal grudge between Wick and Stykes. Also, if I'm not mistaken, as most inmates are probably trying to do, they want off the station.
So we're babysitting.
No, I'm
Doesn't seem
babysitting.
like it would be much of a change of pace.
So it seems to me that whatever is going on there really is hardly any of our business. And I mean, really, shouldn't we concentrate on accomplishing what we came for here and getting our own selves out of here? I mean, given the current status of this place, I can only imagine that this problem will sort itself out in short measure with the help of black hole.
You're right, it would. However, getting some help and resources is what we're being offered in exchange for helping with the Wick situation. Which means we can fix our own ship and get out of here sooner.
Okay, so let's just do this. What do we need to give them a snack, a nap? What? How do we do this?
Let's be,
The guards seem to intimate that it would require more corporal punishment.
which is why I'm going to say it like this. We came here to do a job. This is a security matter that it needs to be dealt with. I'm going to handle it. Anybody who's willing to volunteer to help me, feel free. However, others, if you don't want to help with this, you already have your jobs, and I would recommend that you get started on that.
Do we actually have access to the job that we came here for, studying the Extremophile?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Drabinkowski ran across the Extremophiles in the, Firefly tube.
Yes. So
Yeah, but
technically
Dravikowski's
speaking, you have
told us
encountered
that.
it.
Yeah.
So wait, the the thing in the pods is what we're here to study?
Fireflies in the medical
No,
area.
the fireflies were in the medical area. There were pods also in the hydroponics area.
Well, if Dr. Locke would like to accompany me, I could see about doing an investigation of the creatures we came here to see.
Well, they're there, so I saw them.
Yes, and that's helpful to no one else, apparently.
Well, you're going to go there anyway, so good luck. You can do it, teammate.
If you'd like to volunteer for security detail, I'm sure the sergeant could use your assistance.
Um, I think I left something over there.
Where is there, Janie? Where is there?
Just pointing in a random direction. Just pointing in a random direction.
Ah, well, yes. Get going then.
Good luck. You're going to need it.
I do love that we are supposed to be rivals, so this does fit.
Well, Doctor, I would be happy to help you with obtaining whatever samples or information that we can find down there, and then perhaps once that's done, we can go check on the trawling arms down on H deck, I believe it is. That could help us refuel the Katarina.
Doing two things at once, it sounds reasonable to me.
Game Mother, remind me, what level was Wick and her little gang hold up in?
H.
Okay. Oh, excellent. Looks like I'm traveling with you.
Very well. We'll get what we need and then go down to H.
And I was going to help, so I got to travel too.
Well, look on the bright side. I don't think that anyone can do much more good up here. There seems to be very little left for us to gather here in this room, so
Yes, and depending on who you're talking about, their ability to do good anywhere is questionable. Shall we get going?
Yes, that's before I get annoyed.
Lark just starts walking.
Ark has just been waiting for the trigger word. I guess en masse, you all are heading to Deck C, just one level below you.
Yes, collectively, we are going to go to Cha.
The Cha.
C followed by H.
Cha cha cha.
Mm-hmm.
Ch 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 ka ka ka.
Alright. So, yeah, medical now has been ransacked by Drebikowski looking for medical supplies. But was already kind of in a state of activity. Like the research that had been shown about, there's the lights in the tube just kind of pulsing and flickering.
When you say tube, how big of a tube are you talking?
Think like a cryopod turned up on its front, so it's a very large horizontal tube.
Okay, so big.
Vertical. Yeah.
Okay.
It big.
And the creatures themselves, the firefly-looking things, how large are they?
I wouldn't say the pulsing light is no bigger than maybe the size of your thumb. But that's really just what it is that it's just a pulse of energy and light. There's a laser that's being refracted through the tube as well. They seem to kind of like gravitate around that light shining through it.
So, what I am going to suggest is, first of all, what constitutes as short range?
Short range is engaged is 5, short range is 10 to 25, I think. Yeah, that sounds right. So basically
I'm
same
going to
room.
suggest, huh?
So think just basically same room is
Okay. I'm going to suggest that anyone that doesn't want their stress to possibly increase be outside of the room keeping watch.
I mean,
Because the stress could increase or decrease depending on what I do with my analysis move.
You're in luck. I'm going to stay outside of the room.
I mean, Lark will stay in there with Nelson, so.
I'm just giving you all the opportunity because I don't want to be blamed if you get more stressed.
I'm a robot.
I'll
Staying.
probably be standing guard just at the door.
Fair enough. So, Lark is the only one at risk when I do observation, but also the only one that could possibly benefit. Is it alright if I roll that to take a look at the creature?
Go forth, do great things.
Okay. 2 successes.
It's 2 questions.
Yeah, for each question, let's see. The first question I will ask is what is its purpose?
Repeat that for me.
What is its purpose? And if that's a difficult question to ask, I can ask a different question.
I'm just trying to think of how to answer it.
Would how does it work be easier to answer?
Yeah.
Then I will ask that one instead to make.
It feeds and propagates. Think of like spores from a fungus. So right now what it's
Okay.
doing is you can tell now that you're studying it and what's going on with the tube and the lights. They are feeding on radiation. And
Okay.
to a degree that's allowing them to propagate.
Second question, then, what problems could it cause?
Sorry, I'm trying to think of how to answer.
This one, I don't have an alternative question for you. Sorry.
So I'm in exchange, I'm gonna give you a crackpot theory.
Oh, I love crackpot theories.
Crackpot theory for you then. You're not entirely certain that these aren't associated with the being that you met in the hall on deck B.
Am I seeing something structurally similar to, like, the acid?
To the acid, no, I'm talking about the biomechanical person.
Oh,
There's your
well,
crackpot theory.
mechanically, Dr. Lark is going to get reduced stress by 1 from the successful one.
I don't have any stress.
Of course not.
But I appreciate that.
That's why you were so willing to risk it, because you had nothing to risk. If it increases, you don't care.
It's
Okay.
a synthetic. Synthetics don't get stress.
Is that true?
Yep.
What? Okay. So
If it's-
you and I should just be stuck to the hip, because I can't cause stress in you. Okay. So if that's the case, I'm going to call Dr. Lark and say, there is something about the way that this goes that reminds me greatly of the creature that we encountered. It was a sort of biomechanical creature, and it did not seem hostile. That connection could be important to understanding it.
Do you think there's a way that we can transport these? If we could bring something like this back,
With the way that this grows in radiation, do I think that there would be a way to safely transport large enough sample for study?
You would have to see what changing the dose of radiation would be like. Because if it's feeding and staying alive off of radiation, that means you have to have some kind of source that's strong enough to fuel it.
And
But
we
you
don't
don't-
know if just radiation of space would be enough.
Yes, you don't know if what increasing it or decreasing it would do.
We will have to take a sample out of this environment to see if it does, in fact, maintain its life.
Perhaps there's some research material around here. And I'm going to start looking for any
Yeah.
kind of information on these things that might be close by, or
To see if they've done any.
see if maybe someone's already did the work.
Didn't
Fair.
I take that?
Yes, you did.
Do what?
Jeannie took the
I took-
research.
Yeah, I didn't tell anybody about it. I took it.
So we're going to look around and say, it doesn't look like there's anything here.
Strange. You would think their research would be someplace. I couldn't find it. I didn't come across anything in the computers at all.
Well, it's just one more sign of incompetence in this area. Drabakowski, did you find anything?
What do you mean?
Any research on the creature that we came to study?
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Nelson will come closer. I don't know why. I am speaking in a language you understand.
No, I don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry.
No habla inglés.
Do what?
No habla inglés.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out. Okay. I don't know if rules happen with players, but what Nelson is going to say is, if you want off this space station and back into the relative safety that we have there, it would be helpful to know what they examined before. So I'm not going in blind. Did you find anything?
I don't trust you. I don't know who sent you. And she's just going to take the research out and just hand it to you.
You will take it. Don't trust me, that's rich. And he will look over the research now.
So, what you found with the research is that, specifically with the lights, they found that lasting a lot of radiation, you could overfeed them. And it would cause them to, like, slow down and be lethargic in a sense. and it would take some time for them to recover.
Thanksgiving syndrome.
Thanksgiving syndrome. We're also finding, looking through some of this, that there's a couple of printed out reports that clerk had left. Meteoric mass from Hastellan plasma fields brought aboard, heading to Terminal 1 to examine now. And then about eight hours later, primary survey complete. Irregular object, 40 meters long by 22 meters diameter, composed of both organic and inorganic residue. Petrified carcass, secreted shell or nest generated by Hastellan lights. And in addition to that, it looks like they were actually working on something else. It looks like almost like a virus.
Are we talking about a bioengineered virus, or are we talking about modifying something that, like, studying something that they found naturally existing?
Modifying something that they found. They were doing two different things. One was apparently trying to recreate a strain, and the other was to create a necrotizing agent.
Okay. Am I able to see in research what the method of, trying to think of the method of infection was?
Method of infection?
Yes. Is this something that everyone that we need to concern ourselves with? Is it contact based?
Are you talking about the necrotizing one or the other one, the recreation?
I mean, the one that they were trying to create, because if they created it, I want to be able to tell the sergeant what the security risk could be. That's my primary concern.
So they were trying to do both. They were trying to recreate a strain. They're noting it as 26 Draconis, and they were trying to create one that was necrotizing. Which from the notes, it just notes that contact based, they're guessing either by some physical contact means, causes mutation.
Do I see? Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what next step is. Okay. I will give that information to Lark, and I will relay to the sergeant. There's a possible biohazard that is an infection that could be contact based.
Right. So keep distance. Gotcha. Lovely. That's just great.
Better to know the threat than walk in blind.
Yes, yes, I know, I know.
And once I have made sure that Lark can see the information, I will then hand it back to Drabakowski. Since you wanted it so bad.
What'd you do to it?
I looked
Seems
at
to be
it.
an
I did something that maybe you've heard called reading.
No, don't know what you mean.
seems to be such an inordinate amount of hostility between the two of you. Perhaps once we're out of here, we can have a nice sit down and go over things and talk about exactly why we feel this way.
No, but I'd rather not.
I have a feeling we don't speak the same language.
You're correct.
Meg,
Yes.
during all of this, that thing that Lark has started hearing, has it altered, gotten louder, anything like that?
Let me double check your thing.
Also, can I say that my stress level from interacting with Drabakowski?
Sorry.
Increased stress level means it's easier for me to die. You're fine.
Yeah. I would say it's changed. Here you go. It's
Well,
strange for an android to hear things, but it's almost a reverberating cacophony with this beating in your head.
Nelson, at least have that research, though it seems moving these might be problematic. Am I understanding that correctly?
That is a good question. Did I find anything on the movement? Have they tried to remove it from the uh, radiation-rich environment into a less irradiated?
No, they haven't.
Unfortunately, we're in the dark on that, so we may have to do some of our tests to see if we could transport the sample out the irradiation of the laser. Do we have a biohazard safe containment that we could this in?
Um, you can probably find a small container somewhere in the medical lab.
Okay. Then I will do that and secure a sample. If I need to make a roll, that's fine. Just that's what I am planning to do.
Nah, we'll say it's taking some time and patience. You can get it into you get one of them into a container. A lone little firefly in a jar.
Well, let's see if you do any better on the outside, shall we? And I am going to turn to Lark. Would you remind me of if it is safer you to handle irradiated objects than a non-synthetic life form?
Certainly. Well, there are certainly some risks when it comes to high levels of radiation for synthetics like myself. Uh, Comparably compared to non-synthetics such as yourself, the risk is far less.
Then would you please carry this and watch to see if there are any changes in its behavior?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I will take that. And I'm just going to look around real quick, see if maybe there's something I can like put it in. I don't know, like a bag or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Nelson handed you. It was in a container.
Yeah, but like it was like a jar, right?
Something to carry the container is what he's looking for.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah, it's not hard to find a bag.
So I got a bag with an alien now. Cool.
Bag
Well,
with the little alien
shall
firefly.
we? My little alien firefly. Shall we move forward to the lower decks and see about accomplishing our goals there?
Yes, we've done all we can for here for now.
Hang on. Hang on. Before we go, Nelson, we need to get checked. Remember, we got in contact with that entity earlier? Kind of got a little banged up. You said there's a contagion. I'd rather know if we're infected before we go any further.
That is fair. Am I able to find any test for possible infection of the virus?
For specifically that virus, no, but you can probably find something that's very generic. Tells you whether or not there's a virus present.
Some type of blood test?
Yeah.
We'll say, do they have like a they have like a med pod or anything down here?
I think there actually is an auto dock. There are 2 auto docks, yes.
Auto dock. Okay, yeah, we can use the auto dock to
Check myself.
check that.
Like about any of their help. Can I do it myself?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Better safe than sorry, yes. And
Right.
we'll use the auto docks.
One by one, you guys get checked out, and you're clean. There's no sign of the contagion.
I'm still keeping my distance from all of you now.
All right. Well, we got what we came for. On down to deck H.
Indeed.
You know, I can go after you all go.
You know, if you
That
don't
makes
want to
you
come with
more
us, you could just go back to the ship and help watch it. Watch it.
No, I don't. Y'all will do something if I do that.
All right, suit yourself.
I am checking to see if any of the symptoms of contagion include paranoia.
Um, as far as what's recorded, no. Maybe some
Okay.
delirium, but not paranoia.
Do we have anything more secure than whispering?
I wouldn't think so, no.
Okay. Then, in order to make sure that someone else knows Nelson's slight suspicion at this case, Nelson is going to talk to, because Lark is a medical professional, right?
Lark is a psychologist.
Okay. Then Nelson is going to relay the fact that delirium is one of these symptoms, and it does seem that Drabikowski is having some sort of paranoia. He doesn't know if it's related, but wants to make sure that the psychologist knows that if something goes down, what's
Good information to have. I was beginning to suspect some sort of severe trauma reaction myself.
that is fair. Some people just can't handle the stress. Meta joke. Wink.
Ha ha ha. You make your way back to the chute and make your way down to H deck. Find that on your way
Well.
down. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Nick.
You find that just on your way down that the port side, like there was a fire in F, that fire is also in H. So a lot of the port side for H deck is on fire.
Well, great.
And remind me, didn't we come here for fuel?
Yes, we did.
Hmm.
And then I'm gonna pull up the map and check where things are in relation to said fire.
So it looks like you can access most of the central and starboard side, which there was something here. For something, but yeah, you can make your way down to through starboard and see if there's anything there. According to the map, there should be at least something.
Do we want to continue together, or would it be preferable to divide ourselves? I ask you primarily, Sergeant.
Let me see the map. Let me see where the fires are and everything. All right.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Mike. I think I missed it. The fires are not directly tied to the fuel, the battery cells, or the arms that we're coming down here for, right?
No.
Okay.
So rises a note that beating that you heard gets worse as you go past G. like it gets louder, more notable.
All right. So the fires aren't a priority. We'll try to avoid them if we can. If they get in the way, we'll deal with them then. And look, are you okay?
Hmm?
Like we're all traveled together. Locke is trying to get me to take a look at them. I'm sorry. I feel like I missed a sentence somewhere. Like I know I was trying to get my attention to and answer me a question. I'm trying to parse what that was. I think I missed it actually.
If you thought we should split up.
Ah, that's what I missed. Okay. Actually, yes, I think we should. Marching up on the gang as a full group might not be the smartest idea. Might agitate them, and we can get more jobs done at once if we split up. Two groups though.
Very well.
Very well.
I will see if I can find the trawling arms so that we can refuel the ship.
All right, and I will be going to take care of the wick situation.
I feel like. Do you have any heavy machinery skill for Lark? I feel like that might be the direction that Nelson should go then, because I do at least have that skill. As I talk less and less with this accent, because it pisses me off.
What about you,
Where's
Drebkowski?
Drebikowski going?
I can just stay here and make sure that this area stays here.
I'm gonna hold up this
Certainly-
wall.
That's certainly a choice you can make.
That is certainly a sentence.
I would
That contained
advise
words.
not just standing out in the middle of a hole for no reason. Either pick a group or fall back to the ship if you don't mind.
Fine. I'm just not sure that you know what you're doing.
Drebkowski's out here to make enemies. Jesus.
Okay. Okay. You come with me, Drebikowski. That way I don't have to worry about coming back to a body.
I'll follow behind you.
You have
Could you at least
3.
walk beside me?
But I'll follow slightly behind you.
Okay. I'll take it as a win.
You have 3 NPCs. Where do you want to go with them?
Is there an NPC that has better combat skills that we could send the sergeant?
Luger, maybe?
Nope, not Luger.
Not Luger.
Jury. And not
God, these
headstrong.
these fucking scientists.
All
It's all a bunch of
scientists.
eggheads. All
All
scientists.
scientists.
Are
That's
you
why they
telling me that I should go
I'll tell you
with
that
that
Luger
group?
has the highest agility for ranged combat. So.
At least there's that.
If you feel you could be of better help to the sergeant, Dr. Nelson.
Here's the thing. Do any of the eggheads have heavy machinery that Lark might need? Because I'm not great in that. I just have it.
Hedenstrom has some good heavy machinery.
Well, then, there you go.
I could take Hedenstrom with me.
Since I'm the only one that has been to a shooting.
All right. And you said Luger had some decent agility for ranged combat?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll grab Luger for the Wick suppression group. That only leaves one more, if I'm not mistaken.
Jiri, yeah.
That'll be old Ajiri.
Get a hold of Jiri. Who's just out here doing his best.
Which probably should go with Lark so that Lark isn't with just one other person.
Yeah. Alright. 3 and 4, that's all rounded out.
As Nelson is just thinking, this was not my first choice, but I will follow through with it.
All right, so which group's going first?
I don't know, which group do you want to go first? Because at the moment you're all kind of adventuring the same area. Until one splits off, and that's likely gonna be Lark looking out for heading for the trawling arms. Looking to where to deal with those.
Let's see. We already had the tracking information for everybody on the station. Does that also include the inmates?
Yep.
All right. So let's take a quick look, see where Wick and her group is, and make our way there. Yes, I am volunteering my group to go first.
Fair enough.
But you don't know what they're going to do.
Right now, we're just going to talk if they're willing to do that. Get their side of the situation.
Okay.
So
I'm going to make sure that I have my pistol.
everybody's got a pistol now. Remember, that was a decision that was made beforehand. Everybody gets a pistol.
Yep.
Okay.
And I am still having my shotgun out at the ready. Well, low ready, but you know what I mean.
I definitely have the pistol out.
So, I think. So you guys make your way to one of the machine rooms on the starboard side. That seems to be where the most people were collected. Is about 10 signatures there. What was that? And you crack open the door, and the room is filled with, I kid you not, lit candles. Every crevice.
Okay, that's a little on the nose with the name.
Spa
But
day?
what was that?
Is it spa day or something?
No, no, this is not a spa candle arrangement. This is religious. So I'm just going to poke my head in and just loudly bang on the wall inside the door, kind of announcing my presence. And see who responds, if anyone.
So
The response is a Gregorian chant.
well, it's not a group enchant. Although it does seem like people are descending from the walls as people materialize in the room. Materialize in that they came from different alcoves and areas, and they're now in the room with you.
I was about to say, you also almost made it sound like the Foot Clan just came out, like in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep. And much like Stykes had said, that they are armed with what they could find, essentially maintenance jacks. See, a couple of them managed to get hold of maybe kitchen knives. But while they do look imposing as convicts, their firepower isn't the greatest.
Right. All right. So, my name is Sergeant Shajad. I am with Wayland Utility Operations Security. I am here to speak with Wick.
And there's a couple of people that are just kind of like, no way. How are we gonna deal with these guys? And before an older woman steps up, and says, "Oh, there's Sergeant Sajad. The name is Flo."
Hello, Flo. Already, this is going better than my earlier meeting today.
Who was that with?
The warden.
Oh, yeah,
Not a
okay.
very cooperative individual.
I'm glad somebody sees that.
So, as he tells it, there is a bit of a conflict between you and him. And he has asked me to settle it. I'm more interested in doing so with the least number of bodies on the ground and the least number of headaches. So I'm going to listen to your side of the story first. What's going on?
You want the personal drama or the grand scale of things? Because they're both pretty shit.
Not sure I can do much about the personal, so let's hear the grand scale.
Fine. All I know, all I best really know, is that Warden, Stykes, okayed them bringing that giant ass meteor onto the station. And since then, things have gone to hell. There's things crawling around in the halls, stuff that's not supposed to be there. It's alien creatures. And he's decided that rather than dealing with that problem, Stykes has decided to sick his guard dogs on us. So you want to talk about dealing with less bodies? Let's talk about how to get rid of the androids first.
Well, sounds like the warden has had a severe dereliction of duty and has displayed rather significant issues of incompetence. I believe it is in my jurisdiction to take operational command of this facility in that case until until the job we were sent here is done. After which it'll be brought up with corporate and proper steps will be taken to have a replacement warden sent. I believe that will also take care of the personal issues.
Means getting Stykes out of my hair. I'm all for it.
Excellent. That brings up the second matter. If you hadn't already noticed, we came in a bit hot. We need to do some emergency repairs on our vessel.
So you're the reason the hub got cracked.
Unfortunately so. Yes. And in an endeavor to bridge the gap here and get everything back in working order, I am willing to offer any person on this ship a bit of an exchange. If you help us get our ship fixed and the hole patched, we'll see what we can do to get your sentences reduced and off this rock even faster.
There's a bit of a chuckle and then a lot of laughter that echoes throughout the room for a minute before Wick says, "You realize that they really only put people who are on death sentence out here, right?"
I am quite aware. And in that case, it might be better to live out the last of your sentences on a more stable facility. Wouldn't you say?
Sergeant, may I?
One moment. What is it, Nelson?
There's something that they have a right to know. Something that could make them more to work with us.
I'm not about to give them false hope. I can't offer what corporate can't give, or more likely won't give.
Nothing of the sort. I am talking about the fact that there's a biological concern on this station. And if it is not taken care of quickly, it could affect every living being.
Telling death row inmates that there is a potential disease on board this ship that could cause untold amounts of problems will cause untold amounts of problems.
Very well.
Giving them an opportunity to get off this rock faster is within my ability, keeps up morale, and doesn't cause us to have a prison right.
I will defer to you.
All right, and I turn back to Wick. I'm sorry about that. We just had a bit of a disagreement on negotiation styles. Where were we?
We're making promises I'm not sure you can check.
Well, let's take a look at this. What promises has the warden made to you all?
Warden doesn't make promises.
Exactly. It is not in the interest of Wayland Yutani to make promises we can't keep.
No, you talk more like somebody from corporate than a soldier.
When I switched over to Operation Security, I did have to go through a few corporate classes. It was boring.
Right, well.
But in the short term, what can I offer you and your friends here to get your aid on getting our ship up and running?
Right now, all we want is to see that Styx gets his due. So we shut down the androids. Might have to take him hostage to do it. But we shut those down. Leave the station in our hands. And we help you fix your ship.
Reasonable. All right, we'll take care of Styx. In the meantime, to help with that, I would actually, I think you guys already have it under control, keeping yourselves out of harm's way, so that should be no issue there. I also ask you to play nice for about an hour or two until I can deal with Styx.
Fine. Got a deal.
Thank you. Also, in the event that there is any issues with the aliens that we have both had the misfortune of running into, do you have any sort of comms or communication systems down here you have access to?
No, we don't.
All right. All right. Some of the research team that I came in here is currently over at the trolley arms refueling the ship. If there is any issues with the hostile aliens, send a runner to them and they'll get in touch with me and I'll come running.
Alright. She's gonna turn to one of them and say, track down Cecil and the guys patrolling. Make sure that we don't accidentally upset our new friends.
All right. Pleasure doing business with you, Flo. I have no time to better to strike now. I'm going to go arrange a very short meeting with Styx. All right, and with that, I head out the room and look over at Nelson and Drabkowski. All right, that went a lot better than I expected.
When people have little to lose, sometimes they tend to be more reasonable than less.
They can be.
And Sykes is the person that we met above.
Yes.
Plus, Sykes was a bastard.
Exactly. I do sometimes love having operational override for security measures. Let's go here, get this done and over with.
Fair enough.
So, are we going to continue with us, or we're going to jump to the other group now?
We're gonna jump over to Lark and do a check-in and see how it's going getting to the trawling arms.
Well,
Well, the first thing you'll have to do is head to the plasma relay station. Get it activated.
okay. Head over there. Use the maps to get us in that direction. And does it look intact?
Yes, the one of the trawling arms seems to be completely intact, but the other is damaged. Actually, would you be okay with us coming back to the scene in a few minutes? We're gonna
Okay.
take a little bit of a break, guys, and we will be back in a few minutes.
Messages.
Hello, we're back. With I don't know, we got refreshments and we chatted. That's about how breaks go. But we're back in on the action. We're zeroing in on Lark, Jiri, and Hedenstrom. Currently in the relay station. Are we in the relay station? Yeah, the relay
Yeah, plasma
station.
relays.
So you get to the machine access for the trawling arm, and that's easy enough. You find that the second one is damaged, but the first one is still operational, and you can get that up and moving. The whole station seems to groan and shift as it becomes active, and you dip lower into a plasma stream so it can start collecting.
I'm mostly letting. I believe it was Hedenstrom
Mm-hmm.
was the one who actually knows how to use equipment and stuff. So mostly letting Hedenstrom deal with that while I'm kind of observing and watching things. And once that kind of gets going, knowing what Lark knows about these two, because Hedenstrom was, yeah, biotechnologist, and Ijiri is a radiobiologist. So Lark is going to kind of start talking about the things that they found, the little firefly things, and kind of talk, kind of filling these two in on everything that Dr. Nelson said. And I want to try to kind of maneuver them into a discussion with each other about this topic.
Are you trying to sneak away again?
This is absolutely what it is doing.
Because it worked so well last time.
Make me a manipulation roll.
Kidding me?
You can push it. It would add a stress
I
to your
can't.
pool. Oh yeah, you are a synthetic. Synthetics cannot push.
Out of 10 dice, I got nothing.
That's the downfall.
Malarkey.
Wow.
So as much as you're trying to pull away from the conversation, they just keep bringing you back into it, especially considering, well, you're carrying a bag that has the firefly in it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're prodding, asking questions about that, and
Something tells me your Act 1 agenda is... well...
Lark will actually take this thing out and set it like up on the, I don't know, on like a surface, shelf, whatever, so that they can clearly see it and talk about it. Yeah, basically just look for an opportunity that I can slip away from these two gaybos.
um, so as you're as you guys are kind of stuck here and you're still trying to look for an opportunity, the conversation shifts into, okay, well, why are we doing this? What do we need this for? And Ijiri is explaining to Hedenstrom everything that Gray had told you guys about needing the new thruster coil and the batteries to be recharged for the ship to function. And yes, the thruster coil doesn't have to be. It could be somewhere around here, but it'd probably be in like a repair bay, wouldn't it? Where all the dockings is.
That seems logical.
Okay, so I think docking is level above us. G, right? You're the one with the map.
Pull out the map. Check.
Yeah.
Yes, it does appear that way. Perhaps, in the interest of saving time, I should go see if I can find the part that we need. Obviously, I'm not being of any help to you right now. This particular matter. You have this well in hand.
Ijiri looks very doubtful because he's seeing you try this song and dance before already. But Hedenstrom is kind of
Kiss my
just.
butt.
And Henstrom just kind of shrugs off, like, I don't see why it's such a big deal. It is synthetic.
Precisely. Well, I will leave you two to this particular matter. Put my firefly back in the bag.
Keeping the firefly.
Heck yeah.
This is
I
mine.
got
You.
multiple agendas, dang it. And I will return as soon as I can. And I'm not even going to wait. I'm just going to walk off.
Just see ya. Okay.
So yeah, 100% going to backtrack and go for G deck.
So, you head back up the chute to the floor above and make your way across the causeway. And spread out in another sprawling fan, like most of the main floors. You make your way across. Port side, much like H deck, is all in flames. But what probably is the most fascinating to you is as you get closer and closer towards the fan, you find your attention steering towards starboard side anyway. Something drawing your attention. There's a docking port that is sorry, my words are gone. So in the docking bay, as you finally come to the doors and you're peering through the glass pane separating you, is the meteor. Amongst it is also several floating bodies, and now you're able to account for where some of these other prisoners were. But from here, there's the cargo bay, there's some storage areas. If you really wanted to, you could backtrack down to the other side of the causeway and take the route in to get to comms.
I think I'm trying to get a closer look at the meteor.
So, you enter the room. It's 0G. There's no gravity here. Your way towards the heart. That reverberating cacophony sounding in your head. And hold on, I think I have another thing for you. I have more things. So many.
Meg, so generous, giving gifts.
So many. So many. Here you go. Have that. Enjoy it. It's tasty. You feel even more drawn to this thing. Like you have to be near it. You have to find out what's the source.
Yeah. Just there's no any emulation of emotion or anything right now. It's just very. She looks far more synthetic now than she normally does. Just because usually there's at least an emulation of humanity going on, and right now there's really not. And Lark is just floating towards this thing with this pounding in her non-existent brain, her positronic brain, basically. And yeah, just absolutely fascinated, trying to get as close as possible and see what is what.
So, as you make your way towards the heart, you're finding that encroaching out from this thing is more of what seemed like that resin that Jabrakowski had brought back. Tendrils covered in it, latching onto the walls and diving into the metal. This thing has made itself a part of the station.
Does it look to be organic?
Bit of both.
Hmm.
The resin, of course, makes it seem like it's an organic substance, but there's metal under there. Sorry, I wasn't expecting to get to this point tonight. Here we are. We're playing it by ear. So you make your way around this thing and find that yes, there is in fact metal here, and it's because that you find yourself in front of an airlock. Airlock that is actually fairly easy to get open.
Hmm. Hmm. Behind the airlock.
I'm sorry?
So what's behind the airlock?
Moving forward, a lot more of that resin, the tendrils, and some nodules that are very, very organic that need to be avoided, otherwise they will burst.
Yeah, let's not burst things.
Don't burst
No,
things. Let's not do that. Um, and inside, further in, is what looks to be just a meeting hall. Similar to where you would do your briefings or debriefs on the ship.
Is there anybody in there?
Nope.
Is there perhaps a, I don't know, some kind of console or access point?
Um, front and center, no. I think that maybe you'd have to go further in to find where there'd be a computer console. And you're looking at it more and more, and you can't shake the idea that this was an EEV. An EEV from where, though? That's the question that needs to be answered.
Clark's going to take a few minutes to think about that. Possibly because Rise doesn't know exactly what he wants to do at this moment.
We'll let you have a few minutes to think about that. We'll go find out what's going on with Stykes.
Error 404, agenda not found.
Jock, you awake over there? Uh-oh.
Um, mm,
I see
I
you
am-
dozing.
yeah, it is a problem, and I do have work in the morning, so I'm trying to power through.
I think we're at a bit of a decent place to kind of call it.
I apologize.
it's,
No
no
worries.
worries.
This is about what I was planning to end anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
no, we did not reach it, Sin.
ah, foiled again.
Ugh. I swear I'm trying.
It's fine. You need to build your tension and be dramatic.
Yeah. Just so I can have a cat be
Eventually.
chaotic and knock shit off a console. But I think that's where we're gonna call it for the night, guys. We'll start back in overlay order and do some outros. That starts with Jenny.
Hi, Janie. Insert outro. Smile, wave. Good night, everybody.
I guess that leaves it to me. I'm Sin, Synthetic 20 on all the social media that matters, or if you're still on Dumpster Fire, known as Twitter, you can look me up on Asynthetic 20. Or you can follow me on Twitch with Queensgate Chronicles or QG Chronicles on Twitter and Blue Sky. I am in the process of rebranding toward doing TTRPG content on my channel. The first part of which will be having a world building stream that is coming a week from today on Tuesday, December 5th. Shock will actually be joining me for that, where myself and 5 of my favorite builders will be getting together and creating the world in which the games will take place. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be at 8 Central, or no, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. And other things that are coming from me are I'm going to be in a charity game, but I don't have to watch for it. But I will be back doing my shenanigans as the Rift of Rapunzel Knights of Paintown on the 10th, Fragments of Tomorrow's Apocalypse, rather. Then we will hopefully be killing the awful Preacher Man, Must Die, in autumn here on Singularity as well. And then back for Gay Camp on the 12th. And I think that's all the big stuff that I have. I'm playtesting a system, though. If you are interested in indie TTRPG projects, follow me on socials. Figure out all the stuff I'm doing. I release supplements. It's a thing. They're out there. Believe me.
All right, so I will take up from there. I've been Shock Point Failure. I've been play. Um, I am still not fully here. I apologize for all that. But next time you're able to catch me, will actually be right here on Twitch tomorrow night, where I'll be continuing to be working through Subnautica. I'm working on the stuff that occurs in the second part of the game. Yeah, there's a bit of a false ending in that, so keep an eye out for that if you play that. Uh Moving forward, you can catch me every Monday and Wednesday on streaming, typically speaking, on my own channel. You can find me on Twitch at Shockpoint622 and Blue Sky at Shockpoint Failure. You can use those to keep track of me when I'm going live. Tabletop wise, the next thing I am in is going to be, if I'm checking my stuff correctly, will in fact be the Queen's Gate event that Sin had brought up next Tuesday. And then we are going to be active again the following week with Westwalkers on the 15th, which is in fact, let me double check. Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm in that one too. I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell Alan y'all forgot.
That I forgot. Don't bring Shock into this.
No, I'm gonna bring Shock into it.
Don't
least
do that
I
to
didn't.
Shock.
I didn't mention it
I
either.
was one who remembered.
Just blame me.
But yeah, so like I said, West Walkers, or more accurately, the investigation of Site 117G on the 15th. Then I have Breaking Neon on the 17th. And actually, wait, no, I think I missed something. Don't we have lo- Last Transmission on the 8th? I want to say
7th, I think.
7th.
Yeah, 7th.
7th. I missed that. I apologize. Well, actually, I remembered that I just got on the wrong date. Nonetheless, so yes, the next couple of weeks are going to be a bit full and front loaded because this month is chaotic for my schedule, and I believe that covers me for the time being on confirmed dates as it stands now. So I'm just going to pass it on.
I guess that brings me. I'm Rise. You can find me on Blue Sky under Rise, or if you look on Threads and Instagram, it's under Raven Black Photography with my little side gig thing. Do a lot of cosplay photography, that sort of thing. As far as TTRPG stuff goes, I've got 3 confirmed things coming up this next month. Be back here on Singularity on the 11th with Sin and Janie for Autumn, our Locust game, which, yes, we are absolutely planning on killing Sin as soon as possible. Because Brother Jody deserves it. After that, I got a couple things over on Lost Caravan. Actually, on the 12th, I'm really excited about this one because it's we're going to be playing a game called The Haunting of Duncan Hill, which was written by my friend Danny. So we are, I think it's like one of the, I think it's Danny's first time running a game on stream, period. So super excited and really looking forward to being there to help her out with that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then on the 21st, we're doing some Lancer stuff. So if you like, robot fighting, that's what we do. We love it. So but that's pretty much what I've got on that notes. I've also got a VOD that should be releasing the first episode should be releasing soon of Dark Baptism, which is an Old Gods of Appalachia game that I've been running, and we're going to be releasing that on the YouTube for Lost Caravan here pretty soon. So if you like crazy stuff back in the hills and hollers, and yeah, that's a good one to check out. So on that, give it back to Meg.
Hello, I am Meg and/or Meg Mysteria. You can find me as such on Twitch, on Twitter, on Itch, and even on Blue Sky. As far as what I've got going coming up, you will see me first for last transmission on Neon Lights Roleplay on the 7th, and then the... what day is... it's the 12th Brigade Camp, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 12th Brigade Camp. So in a couple weeks, we'll be right back here on Singularity for that, where I am totally not traumatizing teenagers. They came like
They're
this
doing
already.
a great job of traumatizing themselves.
They came like this already. But after that, of course, we'll be, as far as what I'm in, we'll be Breaking Neon. Tomorrow I do have By His Shadowed Peace. That's on Neon Lights Roleplay. And I think that'll wrap up December. Of course, we'll work to get a couple more sessions of this scheduled so that we can find out what the heck is going on. It's a lot. A lot's going on. But I think that is it. Guys, stick around. We'll throw a raid over to Lost Caravan. Night, guys.